Archangel Michael, a matter of energetic flow and exchange. We think of energy as electricity, the generation of heat, or the product of fuel, but, in fact, everything that is made of matter can be thought of as energy. Money is a form of energy, as are food, crystals, plants, and even inanimate objects. Everything on Earth vibrates and generates its own energy, although it may appear to be solid and stationary. All forms of energy have a particular vibrational frequency that creates a level of consciousness. Humans are energetic beings, and their vibrations will be higher or lower depending on their state of health and mind, the food they consume, the vibrations of the people they interact with, and the kinds of lives they lead. Different forms of energy that humans use as exchange also have different levels of vibrations, which can, in turn, raise or lower the frequency of energy that we emit to others. Natural and organic foods and medicines will raise vibrations, whereas synthetic medicines and foods grown with pesticides will lower them. Sunshine can raise one's energy, thus improving one's mood and optimism, whereas rain and clouds can have the opposite effect. Anything used as an exchange of energy to live and survive on Earth will directly affect how humans feel, think, say, and do every day. The frequency of energy used as exchange will affect how happy or sad, positive or negative we feel. For instance, a smile or a kind tone of voice in response to a gift or service given will always create a much higher energetic exchange than harsh words, or no thanks at all. If the exchange of energy returned is lower than the intention or value held by the person providing the gift or service, an imbalance will be created, causing dissatisfaction and disharmony between the giver and receiver. Money is a very dense energy form which can weigh people down like a ton of concrete, especially if importance and status are attached to it. Money has the potential to keep people grounded in the physical world, blocking their minds to the opportunities and possibilities that the universe offers, should they be open to it. If humans could always think of money, possessions, and food as forms of energy rather than as physical objects, or the only form of energy exchange that matters, they would find it much easier to create abundance in their lives. Although the use of money as legal exchange cannot be avoided, the vibration in which it is handled can have a major effect on people's financial situations. The law of attraction comes into play here, as attachment to money, status, or material objects will keep you in the third dimension and block your ability to manifest what you need. Worry about money and the lack of it will only bring more of the same. Giving thanks and blessings for the abundance you already have, however, will quickly open the way for attracting more abundance into your life. Visualizing the abundance you need, the form it must take, e.g., financial, happiness, etc., and giving thanks for it coming into your life as if it has already happened, you are giving clear signals to the universe, and it will answer. After putting your request out there, it is essential to let it go, because you will be back in the cycle of attachment if you don't. If you need money, and it doesn't eventuate, even though you have asked the universe every day, it might mean you need to look at your belief system. Do you feel deserving of money? Do you actually believe good things can come to you at all? Do you believe life is hard, or know how to live life, not just survive it? These beliefs can be huge blockers. So, how has money changed, improved, or ruined your life, and how can you change your perspective of money to that of flow and abundance rather than hard-earned and always in lack? Are you liberal with your energy exchanges, or miserly and guarded? While one can be too generous, also creating energy imbalances, it is necessary to give, spend, and let go of energy in order to receive it. There can be no flow with only one spout pouring water from a vessel without refilling. It will only drain and deplete it. So, next time you find yourself short of energy, whatever form that may take, reflect on how much you have given and how the exchange you received made you feel. As a co-creator, you are much more in charge of your life and wealth than you might imagine, just through your beliefs, thoughts, and actions. And so it is. Breaking free of your limited 3D self-identity. If you're like most people on the fast track into 5D, at this point, you're probably feeling major unsettling shifts and losses occurring within you and your life. and you're maybe experiencing a great deal of discomfort, disorientation, and fear, with him feeling lost, not sure what's happening to you. Perhaps you've experienced this sensation at other times in your life, when change has happened. But now it feels different. Change is happening much more quickly, and much more dramatically. There's a whole lot more unknown involved, and the demand to simply trust the process can be overwhelming. It can be helpful to remember that these are times now in which profound changes need to be occurring in your ascension process, because you are in the process of literally losing an identity you've lived with all your life. You're not just experiencing certain shifts and losses like before, you're in the process of losing your whole sense of self, that experience of me-ness that you've always lived with. And you are rebirthing into another sense of self that is going to prove to be so different, so expanded, and so unlike what you've ever been imagining. It's no surprise if you are feeling disoriented, fearful, or vulnerable. Not everyone is going through these same changes. It can be all the more confusing if you're noticing that there are people around you who don't seem to be going through the same kind of changes you are. If so, these people are probably not on the same timeline with you. They are likely not able, like you, to access and be affected by the same high-frequency waves hitting the planet at this time, that are here to assist those who are ready to make the transition into 5D. It can be difficult to go through this transformational process alone. But what you're now being called to is to just allow it all to happen in whatever way it is. All that is falling away at this point is what you can take with you, where you're going. You need to trust that whatever is essential for you will still be with you. Shifting into your new identity in the smoothest way, one way to assist you through this rapid transformative process, is to become very aware of the identity you've had most of your life, essentially as a body with a mind and emotions. And then, once you began your conscious spiritual journey, you've also known yourself to be someone with a spiritual aspect as well. This has likely felt like a very full and complex sense of identity, especially when adding in the auric field around you and the higher self you may be experienced with you. And then, on top of that, you've also had a number of shifting, temporary identities that have also occurred within this general sense of you, as you've lived your life since childhood. This is especially so when you consider your relationships. Maybe you've had an identity as a parent, child, or partner, or as a work colleague, or a sibling. You've probably had several different identities, as a friend, depending on who the friend has been. In addition, maybe you've also developed a strong identity around what you do. You've put a lot of effort into creating, developing, refining, and expanding your identity with your work, or your spiritual mission, whatever you see this as. There is nothing wrong with creating all these identities, or in continuing to see yourself as one major identity who shifts in and out of these temporary ones. This is all part of the journey we make on this planet. And, if you've managed to create a comfortable identity as someone with a spiritual mission, that's likely given you a sense of purpose and meaning. It's probably helped you through rough patches of challenge in other parts of your life. Next step in the ascension journey, however, what needs to happen now is the next step in your spiritual journey. This is realizing that this identity you have created, as complex and spiritually oriented as it may be, is still not actually who you are in the deepest sense. Or, at most, it's a very small part of who you are. And it's also been an identity that has been conditioned by frequencies created by hijacking, controlling forces that have operated on a hostile alien frequency for thousands of years, that have distorted and hindered your knowing of who you really are. The larger identity you've been locked out of. So what is this larger identity you've been locked out of all these years? In actuality, as a human soul, you are an expansive field of pure consciousness, pure light, pure love, that extends throughout the universe. As an expansive breathing presence, you are connected to everything that exists, all of creation. Your current sense of self, your 3D identity, can be compared to something that has been locked away within this expansive identity, as if inside of a container constructed around you. This container has been called slave self technology, or ancient alien technology run by AI implants. And it has been reinforced by frequencies streaming toward you from the Earth's grid that's been hijacked to keep you weak and disconnected from the enormous power you actually have. As you have struggled to live within this tiny container, you have been made to believe through infiltrated religious and New Age spiritual teachings that, in order to gain your freedom and full awakening, you have to keep healing yourself, grow, perfect yourself, and evolve into something greater. And you have also had to keep coming back, lifetime after lifetime, suffering over and over again, forgetting what you've already learned, and continue on again each time on your painful, slow journey toward wholeness. When, in actuality, all you need to is break out of this illusion, and realize that you're already whole. You've just been made to forget that. You need to realize that you are already a momentous, evolved consciousness that long ago was convinced by the unfriendly forces that had invaded the Earth that you're not. Your 3D identity is dissolving. The good news is that your false and limited identity is already beginning to dissolve. During these times, it's beginning to disappear into the larger field around you, that is you. The confining and constricting borders of this false identity are disappearing into the greater consciousness, that you are the consciousness that stretches everywhere in this universe, that is already part of all creation. See if you can feel this, experience the expansion, the freedom, the sheer joy of being that you already are. And realize that this 3D identity you've put so much attention and effort into in creating it, developing it, and constantly improving it, but which has also given you so much suffering, is disappearing. It's too small, too weak and insubstantial, too filled with suffering and strife to survive. It's been too infiltrated with frequencies that have been filled with lies, oppression, rules, and laws not created to truly assist humanity. If you can step back and watch, you will see that what ends up remaining with you, once this old identity fades, is what is in alignment with the new 5D Earth frequencies you are now shifting into. Trusting the process. This isn't, of course, an easy process. It's filled with uncertainty, doubt, pain, and ongoing challenges. It's a gigantic shift, so there's no way around it. But if you can learn to trust the process, and simply keep going each day, feeling into the new frequencies flooding you, you will begin to embrace and fully embody this new you that is coming on board. Naturally, your body will still be present with you, along with your mind and emotions, and all the rest of the non-physical aspects of you. Your body will still experience aging and aches and pains. You will still have thoughts and emotions. But you will no longer get caught in the illusion that this is all you are. You will experience these phenomena as ephemeral, temporary aspects of your reality, floating within the expansive sensation of yourself as the field of translucent light of being you now know yourself to be. And you will be delighted at the new flux of synchronicities that flood your life, the magic that seems to occur. You will be thrilled at the new sense of excitement that occasionally floods your being, as new and deeper experiences of who you really are seem to appear out of nowhere. You will be overcome with the experience of yourself as an expansive being that extends throughout the universe, connected to everything in creation. And, as you watch the small, carefully constructed 3D identity you've been clinging to slowly disappearing into this larger you, you will see just how unimportant, how flimsy, how weak, and ultimately, how unreal it has always been. With all this, you will be able to relax into the new sense of profound well-being and inner peace you are now floating around in, as you are born again into your true identity. It will take some time, but the path into this new reality, although filled with challenges, is also filled with sparkling surprises and stunning realizations about yourself that will leave you laughing with abandon. 8 ways to raise your vibration. By becoming more aware of the variables you expose yourself to, you can consciously support your own vibration as you age. I was headed home on the crosstown bus when I overheard 2 women, both of whom appeared to be in their 50s, talking about a date. He was a decent guy, but I felt MEH afterwards. We didn't connect, one of them said. You weren't a vibrational match, her friend responded confidently. Sometimes I feel awful after seeing someone, and other times only okay. I've realized how much my vibration is impacted by other people. Our vibes need to match in order to feel uplifted. That makes sense, the first woman agreed. As I've become older, I find myself wanting to be more aware and protective of my vibration so that I can continue to feel vibrant rather than MEH, or worse. But I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to either, said the first woman. As we approached my stop, a man seated nearby stood up to exit the bus. You two sound like hippies from the 60s. What's a vibration? He walked out laughing. I had to get off the bus as well. I don't usually overhear people talking about vibration and energy in public, and was impressed that these women were onto it. Had I had more time, I would have told them that yes, they could influence their own vibrations to remain vibrant, and also improve their overall level of well-being as they age. What is vibration? Universal spiritual law and quantum physics tell us that everything, including people, emotions, thoughts, and even places, is made up of energy waves that are in a constant state of movement, always vibrating imperceptibly. The sum frequencies of our mental, physical, and emotional states, plus any external energies from our environment, can raise or diminish our overall vibration. Changing your life through vibration without you being aware, your vibration broadcasts out into the world and attracts the feelings that align with it. A more elevated overall vibration contributes to more positive feelings, leading to better mental, physical, and emotional health. The higher your vibration, the more energy you will have, and the better you will feel and function. Therefore, protecting your vibration becomes even more important as you age. You have the power to refine your vibration at any time. Self-protection is critical. You will want to actively avoid low vibrational, negative influences that bring your vibe down and up for high vibrational, positive influences that make you feel energized. By becoming more aware of the variables you expose yourself to and taking responsibility for managing them, you can consciously support your own vibration. The 8 practices that follow will help you with this. Emotional choice: choose emotions that elevate you rather than drain you. Whenever possible, tap into high vibration emotions such as joy, love, gratitude, and passion. Recognize any draining emotions you may feel, such as fear, worry, anger, guilt, regret, or blame, and switch to a more elevating broadcast. To do this, I visualize myself changing the channel with my remote. Self-expression: do what you love. Expressing your gifts and pursuing your passions raises your vibration. We are each born with unique abilities and interests. Continue to cultivate them as you age. Actively engaging in them honors your soul's urges, thereby elevating you vibrationally. If not now, when? Meditation: cleanse your mind. Take a few moments each day to meditate. Meditation involves going inward, witnessing the thoughts and emotions you are holding onto, and releasing their dense energies, so that you can become more present and feel lighter. You take a shower to clean your body every day, but do you cleanse your mind? Movement: engage in physical activity. When you move, your body releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. While any form of exercise is beneficial, those who are able may opt for aerobic activity or dance, both of which are optimal for releasing negative energy. Conscious entertainment: be discerning with entertainment. Some works of music, film, or art that you expose yourself to are high vibrational, making you feel happy and peaceful. You are also exposed to a good deal of low vibrational entertainment, in the form of excessively negative news and violence, in both film and music. This can have the opposite effect on you. Nature: ground or nature bathe. Go barefoot, hug trees, walk in the woods or by the ocean, submerge yourself in a body of water, or even your bathtub, and expose yourself to natural sunlight in healthy doses. Environment: be mindful of your environment. This includes people, places, situations, and even the decor of your home. Not everything, place, person, or situation is for everyone. It's okay to become more discerning. As you get older, So ask yourself if it's for you. And remember that clutter can block your flow of energy as well as your mental clarity, while bright colors can support it. Forgiveness. Release the past. Let go of any anger and blame that can weigh your vibe down. Forgive others, but most importantly, forgive yourself. The one, the star seeds. It is the one. Thank you. There are numerous ways in which your world will change. These changes will be commonplace for you after the shift. I'd like to refer to the time as ATS for after the shift and BTS for before the shift. This will make things easier throughout our conversation. Yes, Sophia, yes. ATS, there will be expectations to just know circumstances without hearing them spoken or reading them. It will be like that with the arrival times of people you are meeting up with. It will be like that when you identify who is calling, texting, or sending you an instant message. In fact, eventually it will be the case that you depend on your devices for that information very infrequently, if at all. This references to someone or some plan that you are directly connected to. As in, meeting up for a lunch date. Star. Also, ATS, you will utilize your inner knowing about whether or not your day should include certain happenings. Inner awareness expands so that you become conscious of the reason you made this or that plan. With clarity you will decide whether or not to carry through with plans made. Indeed, ATS, it will be as if your intuition has gotten a microphone and is relaying truth to you on a constant basis. This is a new language for you, and just as you practice BTS, to master a language, you will have to practice. Your practice is right now, BTS. It is interrupted with other voices, other media, vying for your attention and agreement. It therefore becomes hard to recognize with all the static. ATS, the static will diminish. The energy cooperates with fluidity and beneficial results. It is as if, BTS, you were operating in a deep fog, and everything that came into your view was hazy. The haziness creates uncertainty. ATS, the fog is lifted. You will feel the freedom and room to listen. Intuition will get louder and louder because of that freedom. All of this, ATS. Manifestation will be more instantaneous, ATS. This is because you will have the room to notice how your world is colored. There is no one out there infiltrating your choices with buckets full of their own shades. ATS, you will come to expect to receive whatever you wish for. Ideas that permeate Earth, BTS, like greed, royalty, slavery, and poverty are not around, ATS. There will no longer be a sense of needing or deserving. ATS, your world is overflowing with abundance. The things that will be routine, ATS, are things you came to this life knowing. You believe they are necessary because you have lived them. You came now to share your knowing with your fellow humans. You are feeling the approach of this time now, and it enlivens you from within. Even now, BTS, you see evidence of a world in tune with love. You notice it in increased synchronicities. You notice it in chance meetings or surprise findings that arrive just exactly when you needed them to. You notice the people around you most consistently responding with love. This has not always been the case, BTS. It seems to be now. You are not worried. Even though many around you are seeing alarm and gloom and doom, you aren't. There are many hundreds of small things that validate your positive thinking. At their core is you, my dear ones. You, who came here knowing the truth, that you are love, throughout, and who refuse to give in or give up. It is because of you that love emerges now, in real time, and for all to see. It is because of you. If there is one thing that you could look for as a signpost, it would be comfort. ATS, this world will feel more like home than it ever has. It will be comfortable. Change begins within, my dear, dear starseeds. The word starseed is an apt description of what it is you have done and are doing. You see this new earth. This has always been so, yet you've been hidden beneath a society based on competition and conquest. Now, your many seeds have begun to sprout, and your new earth is seen there. You have been patient. You have quietly held on to an inner knowing of your light. You have been referred to as lighthouses, and again, the term fits. Many seek your light in this confusing place BTS. Many are drawn without knowing why. It is as if your lights have turned on now. You are noticeable to those you meet. You are becoming self-aware as well. You've noticed your own light. Pay attention to it, and it will expand. Trust it, and watch your life unfold according to your deepest knowing. For this new earth is not some haphazard hodgepodge of a place. It is the exact replica of what you envision. It is an outpouring of the light, and the love, that is your truth. You are in for such a treat. Thank you. SourceArrayOfLight.com. The other videos are in the English video playlist. Help me spread the light, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.